Time having arrived, I call this regular meeting of the Brockton Housing Authority to order. It's 2 p.m. on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2024. We are in the Mayor Bill Carpenter Executive Boardroom at Manning Towers, 45 Gordon Road, first floor, Brockton, Mass. 02301. A notice has been posted at City Hall and also is on our website. This is a public hearing with the hearing of visitors included on the agenda, and all are invited to attend in person or on Zoom. I am going to do a roll call for quorum. Chair Timothy J. Sullivan is here. Vice Chair Ernest Pettifat. Member Janet R. Trask.
Here.
Treasurer Cal Roberts.
Here.
Assistant Treasurer Taylor Harris.
Here.
We have a quorum. Just so you know that some members are here in person and some are on Zoom. You are hereby given notice that the members of the Brockton Housing Authority are called to meet in regular session on Thursday, May 23rd, 2024 at 2 p.m. in the Mayor Bill Carpenter Executive Boardroom, Manning Tower, 45 Gordon Road, first floor, Brockton, Mass. 02301. I'm going to read off the governor's COVID-19 memo. I've been told you don't have to, and I'm told it's a good idea to do it. I'll read it off anyway. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and state of emergency, on March 12, 2020, Governor Baker issued an executive order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 20. Pursuant to the order, public bodies are temporarily relieved from open meeting laws requirements that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. That order was extended to April 1st, 2021, extended again to July 1st, 2022, extended again July 15th, 2022, extended again to March 31st, 2023 by Governor Baker, and extended again on March 31st, 2025 by Governor Haley. This meeting / hearing of the Brockton Housing Authority will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting / hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. The public is invited to view and/or listen to the meeting via phone, computer, laptop, or tablet. To do so, download the Zoom Cloud Meeting app in any app store or at www.zoom.us at 2 p.m. on May 23rd, 2024. Click on and join the meeting and enter meeting ID number 841-7866-2835, passcode 206555, or use the link http://zoom.us/i/841-7866-2835. You may also join by calling the conference line at 1-646-558-8656 at 2 p.m. on May 23rd, 2024, and enter meeting ID 841-7866-2835, passcode 206555, followed by the pound sign. The board chair will instruct participants on appropriate time and manner for public comment during this meeting. If we could all rise and remove your hats, if you can, for the Pledge of Allegiance, and silence your phones. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just one note that all these meetings are being recorded. Need a roll call, Mr. Flip.
Commissioner Trask,
Here.
Commissioner Harris,
Here.
Commissioner Roberts,
Here.
Chairman Sullivan.
Here. Item 2, approval of the minutes of the special meeting of April 30, 2024. Exhibit A in your packets.
Mr. Tebow,
If I could just let the other board members know, I haven't spoken to them. Last weekend, I tested positive for COVID. Under current CDC guidelines, I've returned to work. I feel great, no problems, but out of an abundance of caution, I've decided not to be in the room. I have reviewed the minutes of the meeting. I find them to be in order and recommend that they be approved.
Second.
We need a motion first.
Oh, motion.
Okay.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Seconded by Commissioner Taylor Trask. Motion is to approve the minutes of the special meeting of April 30, 2024. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yeah.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Item 3, hearing of visitors.
Mr. Chairman, no one has signed in. I don't know about call-in user one. Is that somebody who wishes to comment as a visitor?
Let me read off the rules for hearing. Any member of the public is invited to speak before the board. Visitors wishing to be heard must sign in with name, address, and contact number before the start of the meeting. Each visitor will be allowed 3 minutes to speak on each subject. The board will take any issue under advisement and respond at a later date. The total time for hearing of visitors will be limited to 15 minutes, which will be strictly enforced. There will be no passing your 3 minutes to another. All visitors can be heard on agenda items only. Is there any hearing of visitors?
No one has signed in, Mr. Chairman. And I believe that's Chris Barry.
Hearing none, we'll go to item 4, correspondence. Mr. Tebow.
There are 2 items for correspondence. One is a letter from Secretary Augustus, just thanking us for the opportunity to come down and see Campello and meet with the residents and the hospitality we had given him. I had myself and Ms. Campbell went to a tour that he's doing at Massasoit, going around the state, and we were able to talk to him again. And he was with Senator Brady. He immediately told us that Senator Brady was speaking to him about the Campello project. Representative Dubois was also there, and she brought that up. So we're continuing to work with our legislative delegation in the state to push this project forward. And I just wanted to share that letter with you. The next letter is from a building owner, a landlord in the Section 8 program. And this Section 8 landlord wrote to say what a wonderful experience they had working with a woman who is in the room right now, Crystal Guerra and Bruna Campbell. I hear this all the time. I hear about the difficulty working with housing authorities in the Section 8 program. And then when they come to Brockton, how much more positive their experience is. So for someone to take the time and write this, it makes me proud. It's what I want to see happening, and I know it's what you want to see as a board happening when we're interacting with the public, whether they're participants, residents, or landlords, and in the general public at all. So she took the time, wrote a very nice letter, and I wanted to share it with you and have it become part of the public record.
Tom, 2 suggestions. The letter from the Mr. Augustus. You could almost frame that and put it up in your office. That's a nice letter.
It is a very nice letter. And I have to say, I've been impressed with him and his, in fact, Carol was just at a convention he came and spoke to. She went to the Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants. I think they're in the right sphere. They have a huge job to, we're looking at a continuum. So you have low-income people who can't afford to live anywhere. You have people who are working blue-collar jobs who can't afford to rent an apartment. You have professionals making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. They can't afford a house. I mean, nobody can afford this market, and they're looking to do that. So, and they're especially trained on public housing. There's a huge amount of money that will come to maintain it, and Commissioner Roberts and others from Brockton were advocating for that. So yes, it's a great letter, and it's from a person who I have respect for.
So on the other letter, the one for Crystal, I just had a suggestion for a dinner for two gift card across the street at the Italian Kitchen. I know it's gotta be voted on by the board.
I want to let you know, I did not, can you just see a picture of me now?
No,
Yeah.
you're back. Your image is back. We
No.
did for a minute.
I can only see a picture of myself, which is fine, as long as you can see me. Sure, if the board wants to do that. We may want to do a little more because I think that there were multiple people involved in it, but
You have to click on it.
Anybody on the board want to make a motion?
I
So-
make a motion. Yep.
I second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. The motion is to get a gift card for Crystal Guerrero and Bruna Camp. There's two of them on that letter. Is that okay with everybody?
And you said there's more, Tom?
Yeah.
yeah, yes, I think that that this is a reflection of those who are mentioned, but it's a reflection on how that department operates. Now, perhaps we could to do a motion to buy pizza on a
For that whole department?
for the department.
Okay. You want to
So
change
that
them?
wouldn't be the Italian Kitchen, right? That would be Cape Cod
Well-
Cafe, or they one and the same?
Well, I was thinking the pizza because it's easier. You just order a bunch of different types of pizza. If you go to the
Right.
you have to say, well, who likes what? And I mean, either way works.
But do we have to change the motion? Because does the Italian Kitchen deliver pizza?
No, it won't be
Oh.
delivered. Yeah.
You have
So-
to change
so-
it into the whole staff of that department?
So we should change the motion?
Yes.
Okay. So I make a motion that we give the entire staff a gift certificate for pizza at Cape Cod Cafe.
Okay. You want a
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to supply the pizzas from the Cape Cod Cafe to the entire staff. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes?
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts. I think she fell. Chairman Sullivan.
Yes, the motion carries.
There she is.
There she is.
Just let her in.
No, the video is off. We've got Tom's picture up there. We don't have the board. Okay.
Carol, can you hear us?
Okay. Yes, I'm back.
We need a vote on that last motion. Did you hear that?
No, it had bumped off.
The motion was made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. It's to get a gift card from the Cape Cod Cafe for the entire staff.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous.
And Mr. Chairman, just so you know, the director of the whole department, Ms. Bonnie is here, and it's her leadership that.
You're included in it.
So she gets the biggest pizza.
She gets the biggest piece, yes.
Tom, I just wanted to say that I've been doing this for a while, and I've never seen such a positive letter from an outside person. This is the first time I've seen one.
Yes, and I get it all the time, and former Commissioner, David Texera would speak about how he would deal with multiple housing authorities, and that, dealing with Brockton was a pleasure. And I think he dealt with, Crystal on a number of, occasions, and probably Bruner also.
Moving on. Item 5, approval of the bills of the regular meeting of May 23rd, 2024, Exhibit B in your package. Commissioner Roberts?
Yes, I have reviewed the bills with, Mr. Tebow and Tanya. And, there were a few questions, but they were all answered. So I make a motion to accept the bills.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to accept the bills of the regular meeting of May 23rd, 2024 as presented. Any discussion or questions on that motion? Hearing none, roll call. Mr. Cook?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes, motion carries. Item 6, appointment of rental assistance home ownership office manager, Exhibit C in your packets. Mr. Cook?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And this is the promotion of Crystal Guerrera, who we were just talking about, who had that fine letter from one of our landlords. This position is vacant due to the transfer of Tamara Collingmore to the State Voucher Coordinator, which you did at a previous meeting. Ms. Guerrera has been with the Housing Authority since 2013 in the Rental Assistance Department. She has worked many different types of caseloads, always done it in a great way with grace and humility, and is always willing to step up when needed to do overtime or take on extra tasks. And we couldn't ask for a better person to step in as office manager.
If I could add to that, Crystal, I wish I could be there in the room, but I had an hour discussion with Crystal last week about how to manage and what the expectations of the housing authority were, and what the housing authority, the board's expectations. And not only did she satisfy my question, she went further and answered most of the questions I was going to ask before I ever asked them. So she's given a lot of thought, in-depth thought, to being a manager of people, and in a very complex program, and obviously often under stressful conditions. And so I have no reservations at all in recommending her to the position.
you didn't give her COVID, did you, Tom?
I did not. I hope I didn't give anybody to it. I have to, a young son at home, though, I have to talk to who gave it to me.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
Need a
God.
motion and a second, item 6.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Gina Trask. Motion is to appoint Crystal Guerrera. I'm saying that right. Guerra of Middleborough to the position of rental assistance home ownership office manager effective May 27, 2024 at the 2024 annual rate of $59,597 per year. Any questions or motions? Any questions or discussion on the motion?
so Crystal's been with us for 11 years.
2013. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call, Mr. Book.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
yes,
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous. Anybody gets that, you gotta read off the, all the new people, even though it's not new. Move on. Hang on to get everybody in.
Thank you.
Item 7. Appointment of landlord participant facilitator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the promotion of Bruna Campbell to compliance officer, the landlord facilitator position became vacant. This position is very important to the Housing Authority now as an MTW agency who came in the landlord cohort. What our cohort does is try to increase landlord participation and find out ways, new ways to recruit landlords to the program. We started this position before MTW. I think it was one of the reasons we got the designation. So this position does two things. It brings landlords into the program, so it gives our participants more choice. And it also is to help those participants who are having a difficult time, because as you know, you can wait 11, 12, 13 years to get a voucher, and then you have 120 days to find an apartment. And if you don't find one, you could lose the voucher, which we see as almost criminal. It's not fair to somebody waiting that long. And so this position will also try to help those people try to find an apartment and to have a working relationship with a number of landlords and to make a call. And so we interviewed Karen Pachulis, who has worked in the rental assistance department since 2016, promoted in 2021. Again, always ready to step up, always ready to do overtime, always ready to do whatever the director asks. Was the person chosen after interviews. We recommend that she be appointed to this position.
We need a motion in a second. Item 7.
Mr. Tebow.
Sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
It's important for me I met with Karen also. We met for another hour. Karen, it's important that she's part of a team. Crystal, Chris Lane in the group, and she is an instrumental part of that team. Again, we often are dealing with unhappy people, right? We tell landlords, hey, you didn't fix something, so we can't pay you. But we still want you to stay in the program. We want you to fix it. We want you to get it into compliance with the state sanitary code. Karen is the one who's going to be working through that. We had these discussions, and she knows her job well. She works very well with her coworkers. She works well with others, which will be important as we move forward.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Sorry I met you up there.
No, that's all right.
Get down here. We need a motion in a second. Item 7.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to appoint Karen Patelis of East Bridgewater to the position of landlord participant facilitator effective May 27, 2024 at the 2024 step 1 rate of $58,569 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
Nope.
Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Flip.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Motion carries. Can you hang on, get everybody a second? Thank you. Item 8, appointment of admissions officer manager, Exhibit E in your packets, Mr. Flip.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. With the retirement of Linda Mallard, we've been here, how many years?
32. No, 35.
35.
35 years. There was a vacancy, a large vacancy in the admissions department. we had one applicant, which means that the other members of the department knew who was the person to step up. And so the director, Tremita Rose, and I interviewed Dawn Ogden. She has worked in various capacities in the Housing Authority since 2001. She worked at the Campello High Rise. She has worked at the admissions office, starting as a clerk, then as the leasing agent, and now hopefully as the office manager. This position is the right-hand person to the director, Tremita Rose. And we had a nice discussion about what that means. And we are confident that Ms. Ogden can take over this position.
If I could add to that, Dawn, I would have spoke to you Tuesday, but I did you a favor and tried to keep this healthy. But I've known Dawn the longest. We both graduated in 1979. Her from Southeastern, myself from Brockton High School. And I've known her since she's been here. She's worked in many capacities. She's trained many of our staff. Most recently, the new clerk at the Campbell High Rise, which was a job that she held back in 2016, 8 years ago. So she's been invaluable to the authority. She's always willing to work with others. I think she'll be a great team member with Tremita Rose, and with the staff that, as they come about and they're learning their new responsibilities. So again, I can support this without reservation.
22 years is a long time.
Yes.
Real long. We need a motion and a second, item 8.
So moved?
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to appoint Dawn Ogden of West Bridgewater, Mass. To the position of Admissions Office Manager effective May 27, 2024, at the 2024 step 1 rate of $59,569 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes, motion carried. It's not unanimous because we're missing one member. Don't, you hang on to all 4 people. Item 9, appointment of clerk typist, exhibit F in your packets. Mr. Pluck.
Deep breath. So all the rest have been promotions. This is the hiring of a new person, and it's always great to bring in new people to the Housing Authority, new ideas, and some people with new enthusiasm. This is for a vacancy at the Bel Air Tower. Melissa Padilla resigned some time ago. We went through several rounds of interviews without success. Myself, Dennis Sheedy, who's the Director of Asset Management, and Lillian Antonor, who's the Asset Manager, interviewed. How many times, Dennis? 3 different occasions we brought in candidates. And finally, we chose Whitney Spahn, who is before you today. You have her resume. She has worked previously in government when she lived in another state, and worked in the treasurer's office. So she worked with numbers. And as you may know, one of the main duties of this job as clerk typist in public housing is to recertify our tenants. And we take in all their financial information to make sure they're still eligible and to calculate their new rent for the year. It's almost like doing their taxes for them, but calculating their rent. So you have to be good with numbers. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to be front facing and have good customer service, and working in the tax collector's office as she did, where you get angry people coming in who don't want to pay their taxes. You have to be very customer service oriented. And so the committee was very impressed with Whitney, and we can recommend her wholeheartedly.
We need a motion and a second. Tom, go ahead.
If I could chat with,
Keep up again, you're up there.
Ms. Bonda, don't worry about it. We spoke, I don't really speak about whether she can do the job that was determined earlier. I speak about work ethic. I speak about working well with others and pride in work. That we want to be able to say that we work at the Brockton Housing Authority with pride. She assured me through her demeanor and her responses that she understood that, she would work towards that. She is a very well-spoken, that's not what I want to say. She presents herself well. She listens well, which will serve you well, Whitney, as you're dealing with residents. You have to hear them before you can respond to them. So I agree with the recommendation.
And Mr. Chairman, one thing I didn't mention, she's bilingual in Spanish, and that was very important to the asset manager who there is language capabilities in the building already with Cape Verdean Creole and Haitian Creole. And so they were looking for somebody who was bilingual in Spanish.
And she can give us swimming and CPR lessons.
I would love that.
What about lifeguard?
I can do that too.
We need a motion and a second. Item 9.
So moved.
Second,
Who made that second?
Karen,
Carol.
Carol,
A motion was made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to appoint Whitney Span of Brockton to the position of clerk typist effective May 28, 2024, at the 2024 step 1 rate of $45,263 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Flo.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Motion carries. Let me read this off for all 4. I used to do this by memory, and sometimes I would forget things I remember when I got home, so I finally wrote it down. I think this is the first time I've written it all. Let me thank you for wanting to work at the Brockton Housing Authority, one of the best jobs in Brockton, in my opinion. We own 2,100 apartments in Brockton and administer over $2,500 rental assistance voucher 8, assistance 8 vouchers. This is not an easy job. We, the Board of Commissioners and the executive team, put our residents first. They are our #1 priority. Without them, we don't need me, we don't need the board, we don't need the buildings or staff. Please remember to treat our residents with respect. We also say that anyone can have a bad day, be a little sharp or argumentative, and for no apparent reason. If this should happen to you, please smile and walk away, don't argue. We can all strive to be a better person. If you can do this, you will go far in this agency. I am very glad to meet you and welcome you to the team. The board meets once a month in this room on many different subjects. Please feel free to attend if one of these items is of interest to you. And thank you. Can I, if everybody shake everybody's hand? Normally we can't do it because of COVID. We can today. I don't have it. Come on up, and shake your hand. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Congratulations. Nice job. Welcome aboard. Congratulations. Welcome aboard, ladies. Dawn, congratulations.
thank you very much.
Welcome back. Item 10. Approval of amendment to the Brockton Housing Authority's federal emissions and continued occupancy. ACOP, Exhibit G in your packets. Mr. Flip.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Recently, we had amended the ACOP, and we went from a 30-page document to a 1,000-page document by using the Nan McKay template because of the changes with Putnam. When we did that, we overlooked a little bit with regard to the state having more protected classes than the federal government. And this change will bring us into compliance with what the state requires for fair housing. And you can see that the part that's underlined is what we added. And the part with the line in it is what was taken up.
We need a motion and a second. Item 10.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to amend the Brockton Housing Authority's federal emissions and continued occupancy, ACOP, Chapter 2, Paragraph 2-1A and 2-1B as presented. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Flip.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Item 11, review of financial comparative, Exhibit H in your packets. Mr. Flip.
Mr. Patience, if you could talk on this, please. Sure.
So the financial statements that you have in front of you cover the first 3 months of our fiscal year. Currently, all the programs are performing as we anticipated, with unfortunately the exception of our 400 state program. But if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer it.
If I follow up, state
Sure. Nice to have you back.
Oh, glad to be back, I'll tell you.
And Tom, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
you're the chairman. I'm sorry, I should have waited. I just want to comment on the 400 program. In our budget request, we asked them to reimburse us for some vacancies to bring our reserve level higher. They did not do that. We will be going in for a revision. We've spoken to them about it. I don't think it'll be an issue. This budget that they approved, not us, was not adequate for us to address our vacancies. And so the only solution to that deficit, if no more funds are provided, is to stop preparing units for rent, which is just a spiral down. They know this, we know that, and we will be addressing it.
Any other questions or discussion? Item 8.
So we're doing well, Michael?
Yes, we are, yep. You know, the programs are running on surpluses with, unfortunately, the state program. But
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Flip.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patience.
Item 12, Executive Director's Report, Exhibit I in your packet. Mr. Tebow, are you going to handle this?
Yes, I will. Thank you. I'll make it brief. There's just a couple of things I'd like to touch on. I'm very happy with the progress that Ms. Campbell has made in her new position. She has updated our website. She will be bringing us into compliance, and she'll be doing more and more of that. She's also working with asset managers, maintenance, and the capital improvement department to better use our inspections that the asset managers do and communicate the information we get there and take action on it to make sure that we are keeping our units in the best shape that we can. Another big issue that big for a lot of people, and I know but especially residents, we're doing some realignment in the asset management department with the resignation of Ms. Reardon over at Hill Street. We decided that we would combine Hill Street, Roosevelt Heights, and Crescent Court, and bring in a asset manager and a clerk typist. That was one of the issues they were having, was keeping up with the clerical work. We also were able to realign and make Earl Street partnered with Bel Air. That was an artificial separation. When we first started this, HUD said that you could not combine state and federal units. And at that point, Bel Air was state, it's now federal. So it makes much more sense for the people at Earl Street to be able to walk over to Bel Air and have the asset manager there. So that will be happening as of June 1st. A lot of work is being done now to ensure that it goes smoothly.
That's exciting. It's only a week away.
Only a week away. There's lots of, you know, it's only a week away. It's also terrifying. Because this year is just going by way too fast. I'm sure many of us feel the same way, but every time I look at the date in the morning, I say, oh, and remember we have our meeting coming up on June 26th.
28.
28th. Like that's what.
It's a COVID brain, Tom, they call it.
No, I look, April 26th is the fourth Friday of the month, and I was looking at the wrong calendar, and I got that. It's a ridiculous reason.
Tom, have we picked the dinner and everything, or the lunch for that day?
Yes, today, that is done.
Was it Janet and Carol?
No, we were dealing with the person of the year with Carol and Janet, and that took quite a while.
Yeah. And we trust Susan.
Okay.
It wasn't you, Tom, right? It was Susan.
Wow, you're taking it today, huh?
Sorry.
I couldn't tell you what we had for lunch. I've never eaten one. It's not, I'm
I
not.
Do we have any updates on Campbell High Rise?
The only well, yeah, we're doing a lot of things. We spoke to the Conservation Commission. We'll be putting an application in with them by June, I believe it is, well, June 8th. I have it written down here. We're also going to site review planning. We'll be doing that in August. We have to get the application in there by July. I have spoken to Mass Development. They are expecting to bring our application forth this summer. We need to continue to put pressure on not pressure. We need to inform the decision makers how urgent the issues are at Campello. And we are continuing to do that. And again, if you see Representative Dubois or Senator Brady, thank them for their advocacy, because they are doing yeoman's work in that area, working with the Office of Housing and Livable Communities. I know that Senator Brady has also contacted the governor's office, and this is one of the subjects they're discussing. So it's there's a lot of need out there, and we just need to make sure that everybody understands our need is great, and that Brockton is here. We need to, and how important this is to the residents who live there, and eventually it'll become uninhabitable. So that's the message we are putting forth.
And we're doing well with self-help.
Self-help is, the relationship there is good.
We're still friends.
We're friends, absolutely 100%. They're going to be moving to their offices in Avon, at the V, when you go up North Main Street and it V's. Their offices are there and they're having an issue with some zoning on parking, I believe. So they would have moved already if they can get through that part.
Oh, and by the way, Tom, the gentleman you talked to at one time, Ray Yancey?
Yes, he passed.
Yes, he did.
He
Passed
did?
away.
Oh, that's awful.
Yes, it is. Ray
Was it sudden, Carol?
Well, he had been sick for some time.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow,
Ray was at,
guy,
he worked for Mass Hire and he was at our last board meeting.
yeah,
But he was frail.
yeah.
We need a motion and a second, item 12, if there's no more questions or discussion.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trapp. Motion is to accept the executive director's report for May 23rd, 2024, and put on file. Any discussion or questions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Wolf.
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes, motion carried. Item 13, old business. Is there any old business? I have one item, Tom. I guess it comes under old business. Downstairs, when we were down there, we had a ton of plaques and awards that were on the walls. Are they still there, or
They are.
can they be put up here?
They can. I have another one. I have a couple behind me too that can be put up. Well, we might not have enough wall space, but we can, absolutely.
Okay,
how's Ernie?
Not well.
Really, I'm sorry.
any other old business? Hearing none. Item 14, new business. Any new business?
I would just like to thank Mr. Plouffe for helping out today. Thank you very much, Mr. Plouffe.
Trying to save your voice, Mr. Tebow.
Item 15, we need a motion and a second for the adjournment.
So moved.
We gotta do a roll.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trask. Motion is to adjourn. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Flo.
Commissioner Trask,
yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan.
Yes. Motion carried, meeting adjourned.
Another thank